Hello and welcome, friends. It's Bashir Fadl as we continue our journey into Linux administration. Hopefully you enjoy it. Please don't hesitate to support us by subscribing. We greatly appreciate it. So in today's session, what we're going to talk about is users, security, groups. A big part of what we do as administrators, again, there's a lot of installations that are happening. There's different teams, and we need to get those, we need to create a group for that. Maybe it's in Informatica, maybe it's for Oracle, and the different administration team that are in there. So we kind of create those groups and users that fall within that bucket. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. However, I'm logged in as Oracle, which is kind of the default user. I'm using the same virtual machine. You're going to notice that. And there's certain things that I cannot do unless I'm a super user. I'm the root user. And so once we get into that, it's going to fail, and that's intentional. So for us to remember that we need to switch to a super user if we get that error message. So let's go ahead and get started first by typing, I want to know, who am I logged in as? Who am I? So sometimes the prompt will kind of show me who my user is, but if it doesn't, I'll just type in who am I. Literally, it's one word, and it shows me who the user is. I want to see details about the active users. So I can type in ID, identify my active users, and sure enough, it's going to list that information, users, their IDs and groups and so on. What if I want to display who is currently logged into the system? We can use the who command. And then if you want to see the users that are logged in and their activity, we can use the W, which kind of gives us that detail. Now we're going to try and create a group. I'm going to clear the screen. We're going to try and create a group, and the command is group add, but I'm not logged in as root. So let's see if that's going to work. Group add, and we're going to call it Oracle RDBA group. It's saying I'm not able to execute that command. So let's go ahead and jump to super user. So it's SU minus. That's the prompt to kind of escalate or elevate our user to super user. It's going to prompt me for a password. If you're using this same virtual machine that we're using at the beginning, we showed you how to kind of use and access it, Oracle Developer Days, then all I need to do is enter the password, which by default is Oracle. And there I am. Now I am root. So as root, I should be able to create. So I'm going to group add. And the group that we're creating is called Aura DBA group. And we successfully created that group. Now we want to create a user, and we want to add that user to the group. So we're going to add a new user. So the command to add a user is add user, or create that user. And the username is going to be Aura DBA user, just to keep it simple. Sure enough, that user is created. Now we want to add a user to the group. So we're going to go to user modification -a-g. What's the group name? It's Aura DBA group. What's the username? It's Aura DBA user. Enter, and now our user, Aura DBA user, is under the group Aura DBA group. Suppose we want to delete that user, then the command is to user delete, and then the username, which is Aura DBA user. And suppose we finally want to get rid of the group itself, it's group delete, and then the group name, which is Aura DBA group. All right, so that in a high level, I'm just going to clear the screen, kind of gives a high level of how we can create groups, how we can create users, and kind of put those users under the groups, which is going to happen quite a bit as different installations and patching and upgrades are happening. We need to have those different techniques of doing it. Hopefully that kind of gives you a good insight into how we can do that. Best of luck. Thank you for joining us, and please don't hesitate to subscribe.